About a little over
5 weeks almost.
yeah, going to 5 weeks now. I met Chip and I met Jim. We were talking. We had an event, and my wife had an event, actually a tent for Zumba, and we got talking. I don't know how we got into the talking about pain, and all of a sudden I told him about it being pain for 4 years. I live on narcotics just to get my life going. Even though I was taking the pain medication for 4 years, I was never pain free. Always between a 10 and a 1, it would be a 3. It was manageable, but never going away. And then after 2 surgeries, they told me I needed a 3rd one, and me thinking, every time I take the surgery, I'm out for a year. And I can never plan to do anything with my wife or anything I want to do, all the stuff I used to do. And now, if it wasn't for Jim and also Chip, the day that they stripped me, when they put that on me, it was on a Thursday afternoon at 7:30. Went home, didn't talk much about it. We had tried everything else and all the pill, the therapy, nothing's worked. So why not? Well, I wake up every morning like clockwork. I wake up at 5:30 sometimes, and my pain medication says 6, and I'm starting laying by 3:30. And this day I woke up at 5:30, which I thought it was odd. I thought I was tired because I was helping her. I thought I rolled back, went to sleep. My alarm, I must have turned off. I'll take my medicine at 6 o'clock. Can't miss it because I get sick. 8 o'clock comes around, I wake up. And I roll, and I wasn't in pain. Usually I would roll and pain. That morning, I actually rolled for the first time pain-free, sat down. And then I remember about the PowerStrip, and then I thought it was on my head. I said, that can't work. That can't be right. And I'm sitting there. And I started moving around, and I thought, nah, maybe it's in my head. I said, it can't work like that. Because I got up, and I was feeling sick. So I took the medicine. I did not take the medicine because I had pain. I took it because I was sick, and my body was missing the narcotics because I take it 4 times a day. That's the only reason I took my painkillers. So I took my shower really quick because I wanted to come and talk to Chip, and I wanted to talk to Jim about it because I wanted to. How is that working? How is that possible? Took my shower, and I decided to do this. I never done, maybe more 4 or 5 years having therapy. Every time when they tell me to touch your feet or try to go slow as you can, always I could go here, and it was painful, mainly. Now in the shower, it's like, let me figure this out. Let me see. This hurts, and look at this.
Oh, wow.
I can get up, and I'm not in pain. I'm not screaming. So I jumped out. They got dressed up quick, went out there. That's what that way when I talk to. I told Chip, I talked to Jim. No, I wanted to thank him for what they did. My wife didn't know anything yet. She didn't know what was going on, but because I wanted to talk to them first. And once I talked to my wife, of course, cried because she has never seen without pain for that long time. And now, after all that, I don't know how to thank you guys. This past week, you can tell my wife, I'm like a 15-year-old. I'm running everywhere.
And I'm exhausted.
A couple days ago, like I was just telling Chip, I used to, before my pain, everything has to be managed around my pain medication. We're going on a trip, okay, wait, let's take my pain medication, and then we'll go. A couple days ago, I told her, I said, I will go fishing, maybe an hour before, and I enjoy fishing. That's what I said, let's go fishing. 6 hours later, I was still fishing. I was 6. I would have never be able to do that for you guys. That's how
Wow. Thank you.
Beginning, the first couple of weeks, first couple of days, we're like, okay, this is great, and you kind of have that natural human thought, well, when's this bottom's going to fall out? This can't be, because he's lived with pain actually a lot longer than 4 or 5 years. He was getting injections and medication, before he even met me. I mean, he used to have horrible trouble through the Air Force with his back, all the running and all the things that he did. So when we got together, it started to increase and got worse. that's when, his back had gone out, and we had just gotten married 6 months. After the 6 months, he couldn't get out of bed, and he was about 4 months worth of complete bed care, which was bath and bed. He couldn't go to the restroom on his own. He couldn't take care of himself. Couldn't twist to do what he had to do privately. I mean, so it was a complete life change. So for us to get just we look at this little thing, and you're like, what? How in the world can something that small be such a game changer for us? We have not really had a normal newlywed life. It's been medication, it's been pain, it's been surgeries, it's been which, as women, we just kind of jump into that role and we take care of business, But when you get such a relief like that, we thought that was the rest of our life. Let's just put it to you that way. And just to be able to know we can dance again. I mean, we met dancing. For those of you that weren't here last time, we're dancers, and he surfs. He's an avid surfer. I mean, wins competitions. I mean, he's a 20-foot wave guy. I mean, and he has not been able to do those things. And when we met, I was a personal trainer. We were running. We were at the beach. He was surfing. We were dancing. We were go, go, go. And it all stopped in a matter of one morning, and it was over. I mean, completely done. And so you just kind of strap up your boots, and you're like, okay, this is our life, and we're gonna make the best of it. I meet Chip. Love the fact that he talks like a gack it on. We hit it off like that. We talked. We just talked, and then my husband disappeared with Jim, and they were over this little secret little thing going on. And I'm like, what are they talking about, And I didn't even know he was stripped. I had no idea. And I woke up the next morning, took my son to school. He was still sleeping, and I got to the event with Chip, and I was setting up my tent and all that, and he told them first, and then he told me we need to talk, and that made me nervous. I'm like, what does that mean? And then his first words out of his mouth, and we took off in the car, where I feel like the first time I felt like a 15-year-old, and I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. What does that mean? I still didn't know he had a strip on his back. I had no idea. Oh. And when he said that, he said, Jim's put a strip on my back, and he says, I literally woke up, I have zero pain. And then he expected me to eat a sandwich after that. I couldn't eat. I'm like, great, he has no pain. Now I'm going to choke on this sandwich, and now that'll be it. So now that, just so you guys know, I mean, here it's 6 weeks, and it's sunk in. It really has sunk in now. I see him cry more about it now than he did in the beginning, because he had, I was worried because I didn't want it to go away. And I think that was our initial fear, that we didn't want that to stop for him, because we're so full of life, and we haven't been able to be that with each other. And we're still 6 weeks. Now it's really tangible. It's really tangible. It's happening. It really does work. Are you
still on all the meds? Or
he's gotten off of 2 of the 3 doses. Well,
did they lower it now? I talked to my pain management doctor. He was surprised to see that, so we actually gave him the information.
He wants
the back
it.
center, so I got
the back center in Melbourne?
Yes, and he was so surprised, so they have me in a plan now to wean me off, because of narcotics. In about 3 months I should be completely off of it.
Wow.